SpaceX. It's the company known for massive launches, some massive explosions, and being owned by this massively rich guy. But last week, he got a whole lot of new business partners, as the company offered the biggest IPO in history. That stands for Initial Public Offering, which is when a private company becomes a public company by selling shares. Shares are like slices of pie, if pies were companies, and inedible. And you can buy slices, or shares, in stock exchanges like this, as a way to make money. See, let's say one slice or share is worth $1. If you buy 10 shares, that's $10. But if the business gets really popular and successful, the value of each share might go up to, say, $2. That means your 10 shares are now worth double what you paid. So, if you want, you can cash out by selling those shares to someone else through the stock market. As a shareholder, you also get a little bit of the company's profits, called a dividend. And you get a little say in the big things the company does. But how much of a say depends on how many shares you own. And in the case of SpaceX, you don't own many. Elon does. While SpaceX is offering more than 500 million slices of the company pie to the public, it only adds up to about 4% of the company. Mr Musk owns about 40%, or 6.42 billion shares. But the shares he owns give him more voting power, which means he actually controls around 80% of the company's total voting power. Now, companies don't need to sell shares to the public. Most companies are private, meaning they get their funding from the founders and a small number of investors. The advantage of that is that they can keep their business to themselves. Public companies have to report to their shareholders, and in doing so, let other companies know what they're up to and risk losing their competitive edge. But there's also a big perk: cash. Lots and lots of cash. And that's exactly what this IPO has given SpaceX. Yeah, more than $106 billion to be precise. It's also made Mr Musk the world's first ever trillionaire, with a T. Just to put that much cash into perspective, with $1 trillion, you could spend $1 million every single day and not run out of cash for 2,740 years. Although most of Mr Musk's trillion is actually shares, so it doesn't look like this. While there is an astronomical amount of money being made from this, it also has a lot of people worried. See, even though SpaceX has done some impressive things, it hasn't actually made a lot of money. In fact, it's lost more than $6 billion this year alone. But SpaceX is no longer just a rocket company. Before the sale, Mr Musk merged it with Starlink, which puts communication satellites in space and makes a pretty good profit. And XAI, that is the website formerly known as Twitter, and the chatbot Grok, which doesn't. So yes, the company is losing money right now. But the idea is that it won't be for long. See, SpaceX has made some big promises that it reckons will revolutionize humanity.
We have liftoff.
For starters, it's the company that NASA's using to take humans to the moon by 2028. It also has plans to build AI data centers in space and extend the light of consciousness to the stars. I don't know, it's just what it says.
This is all about is to take the fiction out of science fiction and create an exciting, inspiring future for everyone.
Some experts reckon what the company's promising is more sci-fi than reality. In fact, a lot of financial experts have said SpaceX isn't worth as much as it says it's worth, and that there's a danger that the shares will... Yeah, still, so far, things are looking up. And many are hoping they'll stay that way, so they can follow SpaceX to the moon.